Let's roll. Co-pilot on the passenger side, be so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. Co-pilot on the passenger side, be so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. She give me a bit of her love. Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to another one, man. It's your boy Rah1, and this is Spark-N-Conversation special segment we call Convo Corner. And in Convo Corner, what we like to do is say we like to talk to those who believed in themselves fully. Not just in the fact of what somebody told them they could do, but really took the gifts inside of them that God gave them and was able to present it to the world in a way where not only did it benefit them, it benefited other people. A lot of times in the game of being whatever people would consider a celebrity or entertainer, movie star, whatever you are in that realm that gets you on Convo Corner, I think what I want people to get out of these conversations that we have is that people who use the gift that God gave them, right? It's so many people out here living a life that they had to learn, that they picked up, that somebody said was lucrative, or somebody said this could help you do this, that, and the third. Very seldom do people claim that they have God in their life and they love God, but do they really believe in God, or do they really depend on what God gave them in order to suffice, right? It's just like whenever you get into this whole thing about faith, number one thing that people want to do when it comes to faith is tell you to believe in something only when you're going through something bad. They want you to get into the faith to start telling you that it's going to be perfect, but nobody has enough faith to believe in themselves to avoid some of the pitfalls. You know, they say that it's a way that you're going to get to your purpose. Either you're going to get to it by obedience or you're going to get to it by what they call discipline. One or the other is going to get you to where you're supposed to be, but you have the choice to understand that I rather listen to the small voice in my head, or you rather get chastised into your purpose. And I like to think that the people we have on Convo Corner were the people who got chastised out by life because they believed in themselves, because they believed in their gift, because they took what was given to them and made the best out of it. How they say take lemons and make lemonade. Word. That's what these people did on Convo Corner. And I hope that it inspires all the rest of y'all out there that watch and listen to their story to believe in what God gave you. We know it's so many other things coming, AI and all these other things. It's so many reasons that people can have no hope. But I promise you, the gift that you was given will suffice if you believe in it enough to help you get to the next level. So before we bring our guest that we have on today, because today is super exciting, right? We have another legend in the building, right? But that's the thing about being a legend. Like, are you legendary or you just a legend in itself? Because they still out here kicking. We had the Manhattans on yesterday. They still out here kicking. And I told them I was forced to listen to their music as a kid, not because it wasn't, we just didn't have a choice back then like the kids do now. We didn't have no choice. So I grew up listening to people who I thought I'd never meet. Right? Not in the age bracket, not in none of that stuff where I could just, I'm going to show up and be in a Manhattan, but to be able to talk to the people that my parents and uncles and all these other people idolize. You understand that? That's how full circle life could come for you. If you just be in your purpose. Being in my purpose has allowed me to be in a position where I never thought that I would be in. So having the faith is something that I could only stand by. Right? Having a relationship with God. So look, let me bring up my co-host, because like I tell y'all each and every time, man, I got to give her props because she's the reason how we get these greats on, right? So you got to be connected to greatness in order to receive greatness. Ain't that something? Man, I don't know if y'all really hear me when I say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be connected to greatness in order to receive greatness. That's crazy. So look, I'm going to bring Gloria up because look, her greatness is how we're able to get the other greats on, right? We talk about this all the time. Your purpose is one of the most important missions that you'll ever have in life. And I'm just so thankful that in this purpose that we were able to link up and be able to present y'all with Convo Corner. So let's bring up Gloria real quick. Gloria, what's up?
What's up, Rah? And I'm so happy that you said what you said, because even the Bible say that your gift will make room for you. Our gifts have made room for us to meet these legendary people. And I want to speak to the Gen generation, Gen Z generation. You
Mm-hmm.
guys, I almost sort of feel sorry for y'all because you missed a lot. I'm not saying that it's not a lot of good music out there today, but I'm talking about today. We're talking about legends, people that most of you guys are standing on the back of. The original people from Motown. And today we have the opportunity to have Brenda Lee Eager on the platform.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all remember that song, I Ain't Understanding Mellow, with her
Mm.
and Jerry Butler. If you don't, pull it up and listen to it. But I am certainly glad that she is on the platform today.
Yeah, me too. And then just to think, yo, we had the Manhattans on, and then she was saying, yo, yeah, I wrote a record for them too.
Yeah,
Like the pen, can you? That's why when we had the conversation yesterday, which is going to be great that we get into it again today, is about the lyrics, right? We know that the musicality of it is supposed to be good, but it's nothing like the lyrics from the records back during that time, the '60s, the '70s, and the early '80s, when R&B was just at a place where you could get your counseling from certain songs. You could get through heartbreak on certain songs.
that's
You could
right.
make babies on certain songs.
That's right.
And not only that, and depending on where you are mentally with like revolution and depending on whether you was in Philadelphia, New Jersey, Detroit, or any of these places during a certain period, certain music like James Brown and all these other people, it helped you get through the struggle.
Exactly. But you know
And
what
it was
I like the most about it, Ron?
what's
That
that?
the songs had meanings, and
Right.
it either had a lesson or a message in it.
Yup.
So
Yup.
it had a meaning. Before
Yup.
we go, without further ado, I do want to give a shout out to Andre Pitts. I have to give him a shout out. He's my bestie now.
Andre
In
Pitts,
case
what's
you
up,
don't know,
bro?
he's my bestie now. So in case you don't know who he is, guys, he is the CEO of Enthroned Records.
That's right. And a lot of legends he's given a lot of legends another chance to be back in the mix, back in the position where they have some type of help to get pushing whatever it is that they still want to do, which is one of the greatest things ever. Because Latrice Lawrence, the Manhattans, and now we got the great Brenda. Yo, we just gotta bring her up because it's no need to keep her in the background no longer. Let's bring the legend up herself. Brenda, what's up?
What's up, man? It's
Hey.
nice to be here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so great to have you on the platform, man. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. And yeah, man, just so honored to be able to speak to you today for real.
Well, it's a pleasure for me to be here. I watched some of the Manhattans yesterday, and I love your program. I'm going to be watching it.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
think me
that
and
so
Rob,
much.
I think we make a good team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
we
It's
great.
real. It's what I look, because I'm from the South too. I just love that southernness. I love being from the South, even though I live other places. But it's something
Facts.
about the South.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
real. It is.
it's a soul. It's definitely a soul to the South, yo.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate the living here, right? Versus growing up where I grew up at. I appreciate being here because it's a soul in the South, right? But I don't want people to not, just in case, because our audience is mixed, so we want to make sure that they
Oh,
understand who you are. So please introduce yourself, and then just let some of these people know exactly who you are and what you do.
okay. I'd love to. My name is Brenda Lee Eager. I am a singer, songwriter, playwright, vocal coach, and actor. I made my living doing those things for the last 50 years. I started out leaving a cotton farm in Alabama, moving to New York, thinking I was going to be a star at 16, 17 years old, right out of high school. And I wanted to um, audition at the Apollo Theater. That was my big dream, going from Lower Peachtree, Alabama to New York to perform at the Apollo. Well, I bummed a ride with a cousin to New York and went to the Apollo Theater, told him I was coming to audition, and the guy at the door says, I don't care where you come from, but you're not getting in here to audition.
Wow.
And I said, but sir, I come from all the way from Mobile, Alabama. I just want to get in and show you I can sing. He says, young lady, I don't care where you come from. You're not going to audition here today. So I was turned away at the Apollo Theater. But 5 years later, I was headlining. Now, between that time and that time was a lot of lessons. But I met Jerry. It's just a long, long story. I'm trying to concise it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I met Jerry Butler by writing a song. And I teach songwriting classes. When I moved out here, I taught songwriting for Quincy Jones for a couple of years. And I've got a lot of kids that turn out to be good songwriters. But came out here to California, and after the hit records with Jerry, I don't want to miss that. I came out here thinking that I was going to be, yeah, that's Brenda Lee Eager. She's come from Chicago. Oh, yeah, I moved to Chicago. That's where I met Jerry Butler. Right. And when I moved out here, we came out here to do Soul Train. And I left a blizzard in Chicago and landed in LA. The sun was shining. The limo driver had some Bermuda shorts on. And I looked around and I said, Jerry Butler, I'm living in California. So that's how I got here to California, doing Soul Train. And I love Chicago. I would have stayed there had it not been for the weather, but I knew it was meant for me to come here because I was more than a singer, more than a songwriter. There was a lot to me that I wanted to expand.
Right.
So I stayed out here, and I guess I had enough money for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And child, after that money was gone here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I didn't have money, and I was a singer-songwriter. So I tried to work a 9-to-5 job one time and passed out, and they took me to the doctor. The doctor said, I don't know how you're going to make a living, but you can't do that.
Wow. Wow.
But my thing is to everybody, if you got a dream, you got to stick with it, no matter what. So I would work cleaning houses, cleaning apartments for people. And I would come home, and my mate at that time said to me, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and cry because your fingers are bleeding? Or are you going to write a song?
Wow.
And I'm going to write a song. So out 11 o'clock to about 3 in the morning, I would write and then get up at 7, go to that day job, punching those telephone. I was a telephone operator. Anyway, sure enough, a lawyer called and said Warner Brothers were interested in our song. So we got to deal with Warner Brothers, and that started me back the travel up again. But sometimes you got to go low to see the importance of being high, or doing what you're doing. Sometimes you got to go to the fire, because if you don't go to the fire, you don't know what you miss. Even when you get to the big stuff, you don't feel what you feel when you've had to go through something.
Exactly.
Your heart is happier when you know, I deserve this. Give me, yes. So I did that, and been out here in California ever since. And that was back in 76, I think.
Wow. Yo, so look, I don't want to skip past a couple of things because I think this is going to be an important piece to those people who do have a gift, right? Because you stood on your gift, right? Let's just be real. Coming from a place, like you said, a cotton field, to New York, the biggest, brightest city in the world, with a dream, right? But
Yeah,
ultimately, it was part of your purpose to even be faced with that rejection. So let's
absolutely.
talk a little bit about that in between when you got rejected up until whenever you headlined there. What, after the rejection, what was your mindset and what did you do next? Because you bummed the ride, right?
Yeah.
So, so let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay, cool. So when I soon, when I didn't make the Apollo, I just took a bus and went back to Alabama.
Gotcha.
And when I started singing at this club called the King's Club, and this cool looking guy walked across the stage one night, and I'm like, oh, he's cute. And my cousin who went out with me to the club, she says, don't even try it. She says, he ain't nothing but trouble. Please don't get, And he look, he glided across the floor, and when I came off stage, he was right there at the edge of the stage. And he says, what's your name? And my cousin said, her name is Brenda, and you need to get the hell away from her, because my cousin is going to be somebody, and she's not going to wait around here for your,
Yeah, she going off.
Well, honey, he took me home that night and every other night. We married, had a dog.
Well,
You don't know. I'm so young. You don't realize that he might have been having an affair, staying out all night. But I'm 20. I'm 19 years old.
exactly.
And I'm like, he comes home in the morning, and I'm like, you've been out all night? Yes, I'm hanging with the fellas. Now I've got lots of sense now, but at that time.
Exactly.
But anyway, the marriage dissolved.
Okay.
And I had my baby.
Okay.
And he told me, he says, why don't you go join Operation Breadbasket? You always wanted to sing, and that way it'll get you out of the house. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a good idea to me. He was trying to get rid of me, but I was like, hey. And I went to the south side of Chicago. This was all before Jerry Butler.
Right.
And Reverend Jesse Jackson was the minister.
Wow.
And I walked in, and he had a...
Uh-oh.
She'll be
Somebody
back.
calling. Somebody
Yeah.
calling. Yeah, we
That's
already
an
know that part.
interesting story. What you think?
That, man, I'm waiting. I'm waiting because I know I knew that part was gonna be something. That part
Yeah.
right there about but when in between when she headline, I
Yeah.
knew because you can't just skip that part because the Apollo. Okay, hold on. Here she
Okay,
go.
too bad. We can't
Uh-oh,
hear.
your microphone.
We
Uh-oh,
can't
we can't
hear.
hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. Tell whoever to call you, stop calling you.
Or to hang up or something.
Yeah, you might have to log out and come back in. Hold on, let me see something.
Her mic is muted. I just saw her mic was muted.
Oh, your mic muted. Unmute your mic.
Yeah, unmuted.
Yeah, log out and log back in. If you could hear us, just log off and then just log back in. It's just probably based on the conversation you just had. The microphone is still being used in the cell phone. Yeah. Yeah. Log out and come back in. Okay.
She said, okay, she heard you.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew that part was gonna be good though. You know what I'm saying? Because the Apollo back in the day, that was the spot for black people. Like if you made it to the Apollo,
and still today.
Yeah.
I mean, and
right?
not as popular as it was, but just still moving.
It's that type of energy, like to be able to say you performed at the Apollo.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that would be any singer's dream because you got to think about it. New York is the hardest crowd to please. So if you could get them to like you, you could pretty much go anywhere and perform ever in the world if you could get through the Apollo. And man, I can't even imagine like what that's like, right?
Yeah, but I'm like, I love hearing their stories because, like we said, these people are legendary people. They went through the fire. They went through the storm.
Yeah, man.
A lot of this music is still on the backs of these legends.
Yeah, they sampling their music and everything.
Mixing it up.
Yeah.
I think they need to do more. I think a lot of songs that I hear, I said, that need to be revised.
Yep.
Or, by someone,
Mm-hmm.
really good singer and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of good music that was out there.
Exactly.
I remember.
And like people are losing like connection to it because it's not popular, but it'd be still some great music,
It's some great music. I have a cousin, and she's stuck in the day with the music.
Gotcha.
That's all she played. But she loving it. She always texting me or calling me, cuz you remember this song? You remember this song? You know, how we used to dance on this song, and then, and I was like, yeah, cuz I remember that song,
Right. So that's all she listened to. She like, I don't care nothing about this new stuff. I'm staying. She don't care nothing about it, right?
She stuck in the day. Back in the day, the music. And I remember as a child, when we spoke to the Manhattans yesterday and a lot of their music and other people's music, I remember being a child, and our uncles and aunts and stuff would get together, and they done had a few drinks and they want some entertainment. So they would bring the children out. They call us out. Kids, come here. And they was like, whoever was, they have like a dance contest.
Yeah.
They said, whoever win, we give them $5.
Yeah.
And honest to God, I couldn't dance. And my cousins and them would pick at me. They always say, you dance like a white girl. And or whatever. Ask them that today.
They don't say that now, though. Right.
What? I can still dance.
Yeah, you had to figure it out. But I think that's the thing, right? Like whenever people think that, the way our bodies are set up or just the way we set up in general, we can learn anything as long as we get the opportunity to have some type of be exposed to it. Like we could learn it. Like if it's something that is like that got to do with entertainment, we can learn it. We are that type of people. Okay, you're back.
Welcome back.
Yay! It wasn't allowing me to get back. So finally it opened up. So
there you go.
You want me to start where I left off?
Yes.
Yeah. So after you
I'm at the Parkway Ballroom in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the choir was rehearsing, and Reverend Jackson was there with 3 other of his bodyguards. And so my best friend of today, I walked in and I said, hi, my name is Brenda Lee Eager. And she says, my name is Patty Henley. I said, well, I've come to join the choir. And she took my hand and she took me over to Jesse, and she says, Reverend, her name is Brenda and she wants to join the choir. And he looked around at me and he said, well, can you sing?
Right.
And I said, yes, I can. He said, good, you're singing Saturday morning. You're singing at the meeting. Now, back in those days, Operation Breadbasket, before it was Operation Push, we gathered together at a Capitol Theater in Chicago on the South Side. Maybe 2,000 people every Saturday morning, and that's where he would speak. And I'm sure you've seen tapes of him speaking, I am somebody and all that. Well, that was where we were on the South Side of Chicago. So anyway, I joined the choir, and then he took myself and 3 other girls, 4 girls out of the choir and formed a group to sing with the orchestra. We had a 21-piece orchestra, and us 4 girls were called the Piperettes of Freedom. We hated the name, but that's what he gave us. So we were stuck with Piperettes. But we traveled around the country with Jesse Jackson and a 21-piece orchestra. Wow. We would sing early in the morning at rallies. He would speak, we would sing, and after that, around 9 o'clock, we started going from door to door, getting people to vote. Wow. We would go in and say for Cleveland, where Mayor Stokes was elected. We'd get up, like I said, do singing, and Jesse would speak, and then we'd walk the streets, knock on people's door. You voted yet? And some people would say, oh man, I'm gonna vote later on. We said, oh no, you gotta vote today, man. You know, and oh, but I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I worked all night. We said, hey, if we can fly in here from Chicago, surely you can go down the street and vote.
Yes.
And we won with Jesse. We won every black legislature, every black mayor, every city attorney. We did that in 1968 and 69.
Wow.
So, and it was Jesse who is basically, him and Jerry Butler are the two men who's responsible for my career.
Yeah.
Jesse says, my little brother is coming up from North Carolina, and he likes to write songs, and you like to write songs. I want to put y'all together and have you write some songs. And that's what we did. We wrote a song called If It's Real, What I Feel.
Yes.
And took it, and I'm working a day job in a bank during the week. And so Chuck Jackson called me, and he said, Lily, Jerry Butler want to see you. Jerry Butler. Jerry Butler. Jerry Butler. He was talking so fast. And I said, look, I don't have time for games, man. Now, mind you, Sam Cooke and Jerry Butler were my favorite two male artists in the world.
Wow.
So he's telling me that Jerry Butler wanted to see me. And I said, I hung the phone up on him.
Oh, wow.
I hung that phone up on him, and he called me right back. He said, I know I'm a big liar, but I'm not playing this time. Jerry Butler, he heard our song, and he wants to meet you. He wants to see you. I hung up on him again. And the third time, his best friend, who was standing there with him, said, I know he lies, Brenda, but he really is telling the truth. Jerry Butler really does want to see you.
Wow.
So I asked my boss, I said, what do you think? So Jerry Butler want to see me. What do you think I should do? He said, if you don't get out of here and go down and see what that man wants with you, you don't belong here. And sure enough, I went down, and you guys, there was Jerry Butler in his office. And his secretary says, he's waiting for you. So I'm going to be all prim and proper and go in and sit down. He said, have a seat. And I shook his hand. I was so calm. And I'm sitting there. He says, well, I like the song. I really like the song. He said, but I like the singer too.
Wow.
He says, how would you feel about recording this song with me? And that's when I lost it.
Wow.
I stood up and said, oh, Mr. Jerry Butler. I love you my whole life. I know every song. I dig you, babe, for your presence. I started singing all of his songs. He said, that's okay. That's okay. But that's how that whole that started. Then I had to go. I was already signed. Oh, I got some of the stories. You can't tell them in 1 hour.
You can't tell them.
Nah.
But I had to get a release from Jesse to record with Jerry, because Jesse had got us the Piperettes a record deal with Stax Records. That's a whole nother story that you would not believe. But anyway, so Jesse signed my release. Him and Al Bell, who was the president of Stax, said that I could go and record with Jerry, but that I belonged to their company. So anyway, that's how that happened. Jerry and I, that first record sold over 250,000, which was okay back then, the first record. But the second record, which was Ain't Understanding Mellow, we knew that was going to be a big record. The problem was with that, it was a 5-minute record. Back then, you did not play anything over 2 minutes and 36 seconds. It just wasn't done. But thanks to a disc jockey in Chicago, Miss Bernstein C. Washington, and another disc jockey in Philadelphia, Georgia Wood. They said, we're going to play it. Y'all, I'm just hot. And we're going to play it. And they started playing, and then every other disc jockey in the country started playing Ain't Understanding Melon. It was our first gold record.
Wow.
That song is deep.
I'm going to give you 2 little tidbits, and you're going to like this. Okay, Jerry and I walked into the studio. You know how today kids they'll do one line at a time or do it over and over and over again until they get it right. This song was so special. We walked into the studio. He stood on one side of the microphone, I stood on the other, and we sang it down. We just sang the song. Didn't make a mistake or anything. And that's what you heard. You heard one take on that record. We just walked in and did it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And that was pretty amazing. That was God. That was just pure angelic God. Because no mistakes. No mistake. I thought about it. I said, Jerry, want to do it one more time? He said, no, they're going to hear that in Walgreens. Back then, Walgreens was selling records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, the person that played piano, who later became my friend, and I toured with him, Donny Hathaway played piano on that record.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Donny on the piano.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The greats, it's just the greats getting together.
Yes.
All-time greats, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But I'm just amazed at the fact that how you went from that rejection, that most people would have took that rejection and just said it wasn't for them, because, you know, like me and Gloria was talking, the Apollo, for a lot of people, that was their end all be all, right? To be on the Apollo was like the biggest thing for a Black artist outside of Soul Train, right?
Yeah,
because you know, for us watching Soul Train, we used to say, man, the people lip singing, but not when you caught something from the Apollo, right? Because even
you gotta sing.
Yeah, during the time when y'all guys were performing at the Apollo, it wasn't a television show, but they still have the recordings of a lot of great classic performances that took place there, right? But let me ask you this. So once you went, you had the two hits with Jerry Butler. From that point on, being that you were still kind of connected to Stack's record, was there ever any type of, because now you a gold artist now, so was there any type of friction that came about that where you?
No, actually, what happened was, after we did Soul Train, I knew I wanted to come out here. So Jerry sold my contract to Mercury Records. So that everybody took a backseat to Mercury, Stack's and Jerry's company. And so I came out here, and they actually allowed, they allowed me to stay here, and they sent the money to record, and they hired, like this, they hired Ed Townsend to produce me. Now, Ed had just produced the biggest song, one of the biggest songs that Marvin had, which was Let's Get It On. Yeah. So they thought this would be a big old promo thing to have Ed Townsend produce Brenda Lee Eager after coming off of Let's Get It On. So, and he did, but what had happened was sometimes people have other ideas about like that kind of stuff. The money went, and he did a record on it, but they didn't like it. So there's another downer. I lost my deal because somebody snipped up a lot of the money, and so I lost my deal. And what happened after that? That's when I started cleaning those. That's when I started cleaning up those dope.
That was a 4 year. All right, so was that the extent of the?
That was a hard time. Hard time.
After you lost the record deal.
Yeah, and then the money was gone, and I started, like I said, working. Any job I could get, I would work. But like I said, I would cry, but I would write a song. Right. I knew who I was, and I knew what I was. Everything else I did, and I didn't mind working. I'm from the farm. I would work. Right. But every time I did it, I knew it was temporary. I knew I was a singer-songwriter. Right. Motown offered me a publishing deal. I've written several songs over there. But I sat and told them when I was broke. Wow. Sometimes I think, girl, it was only the grace of God.
Right.
I was broke, and I said no to the deal because they wanted me to just be a writer. They said, you're a great writer. You don't need to sing and go on stage and everything. That's who I am.
Right.
I'm so at home on a stage. That's what I do.
Right.
I'm a singer, songwriter. And back in those days, you didn't have that many singer, songwriter females.
Right.
And I'm like, this is what I do. I can write a song. I can teach you how to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I turned it down. And sure enough, maybe a year later,
Mm-hmm.
I got the call from Warner Brothers and they paid me to write. I'm like, oh, they're paying me to write songs.
Wow.
So that happened. And then after a year, they didn't renew my contract. I said, okay, here I am again.
Yeah.
But I kept on writing. I kept
Yeah.
on singing. I sing in a choir. I sing in a group. And then finally, I said, well, Brenda, why don't you put your own group together and, and go do these club gigs. And I happen to have great friends that are great musicians, like Gerald Albright.
Wow.
Gerald Albright started playing in my band, and he would play saxophone and bass.
Wow.
And Wayne Lindsay, these are great, great, great musicians who play with Stevie, who play with Michael, and they I don't know, they just played with me, and we had a ball. So I'm still doing that today. I love performing, and but since then, and I know I'm skipping over a whole lot of stuff, y'all. I just try to remember it. I'm 79 now. No, I'm not. I'm 78. I'll be 79.
Don't add none on, take it off instead of add it on.
August 6th. But anyway,
Right.
So
how?
Yes, ask me so that.
Yeah. So how? All right. So when that took place, and then what was the point where you came back and headlined at the Apollo? Was it with Jerry Butler?
Okay, in between that time when we did If It's Real What I Feel, the first record, that was my first time going to the Apollo. The first gig I did with Jerry was in Detroit when we're living in Chicago. And the second, he said, guess where we're going? The Apollo, we're going to New York. I mean, yeah, that was with Ain't Understanding Mellow. And you guys, I'm telling you, it was a pretty amazing and surreal for me to walk on the stage at the Apollo. First of all, to drive up and see my name up on the
marquee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then to walk out on stage and the place roared. People rose up. I'm like, and I looked around at Jerry. He says, one thing he says, let them love you.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, don't sing yet. Just let them love you. It was one of the most amazing. I've had several moments like that, but that was one of the most amazing things in my life. But that's when the Apollo was happening with Jerry.
So was that same guy that didn't let you in? Was he there when you?
I don't know.
God, I was hoping we'd get to that. Like, yo,
I know, right?
He was still at the door. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't let you in. You go home now.
Do you remember when you wouldn't let me in?
Yeah, now look
I
at
told you I was going to be back.
Yeah.
See, you could have been part of this, but nah, you was a hater. Like, I don't let him have. So, all right. So you go, I think, all right. So here's what I want to know. Because right now they know that your pen is lethal, right? They trying they trying to say whatever because they know they make a lot of money off of this song, right? So the song, right? So they don't really make no money off your performances. So of course they wouldn't want to market and promote you to go sing. They rather you write the song so they can make the money.
Exactly.
So you're publishing. So with that, was it all right? So was your deal like structured for both like artists and
they just wanted me to write. Motown just wanted me to write. That's it. Barry Gordy told me I was worth my weight in gold and not to be intimidated by male writers because I would be writing with male writers,
Gotcha.
because they could do the track. They could lay the track down. I'd come in with the lyric and the melody which is the song, and they would add the track. So
Mhm.
that was cool. That was cool. I don't mind. I love collaborating with somebody. But I just didn't want to be just an artist when I got a voice and I've got a delivery that people seem to love, you know.
Yeah.
And art is what I use to sing with.
Yeah. And did that I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna name some of the people that have
That's what
recorded songs.
that's
But
what I
we
was
get
getting ready to
that.
ask.
Ah,
That's exactly what I was getting ready to ask. So who are
okay.
some of the songs you wrote? Like, go ahead.
I would be happy to say, of course, the Manhattans.
Yeah.
Why you wanna love me like that?
Yeah.
I was gonna play it for you, but my piano. Anyway, let's go from. I have another funny story to tell you, but the Manhattans, Bobby Womack, Shirley Brown, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, Mavis Staples, the Staples Singers, and Prince, and a guy named Cliff Richards, which is one of the biggest guys over in London. But yeah, those are some of the people I've written for.
Did you ever do anything? Did you ever do anything with William Bell?
No, but you know, I talked to him about a year ago because
Really?
I was a fan of his. I'm like, Mr. Bell, I just wanted you to know that I think you were a great songwriter, and I studied you like I studied Smokey Robinson, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
To become, I started writing songs in the 9th grade. I heard Smokey Robinson's "Like a Snowball Rolling Down the Side of a Snow-Covered Hill."
Yeah.
It's blowing.
Yeah.
Me and Chubby Tavares just recorded that a couple of years ago. But anyway, songwriting is my heart. I can't do one without the other. And that's what I was trying to tell them at Motown. I cannot just be a songwriter. There's a voice that has to be, you know, has to be given too. Because my gifts is to be given. And so they didn't give me the deal. They like you in a specific genre. There were no female singer-songwriters at Motown except for Brenda Holloway, and they took her away from writing and made her an artist. So I gotta be free. I got to be free.
Yeah.
Even if it meant picking peas another year. It just you gotta be willing to be who you are, who God told you are.
Exactly.
Just trust that.
Man.
And what's wrong with eating rice and tomatoes for a while? Nothing. It gives you power. It gives you strength. It gives you the tenacity to go on. You won't be eating it always. You might be a steak person one day.
Exactly.
You know, so I would take my little girl. I said, "Ooh, isn't these rice? Girl, aren't these rice and beans good? What do you make out of that bean? Let's make something." Find some joy in whatever adversity you have. If not joy, at least know that it's temporary.
Yes.
That's the thing. Just know it may be hard. You may cry. I've cried. I surely have. And I prayed, but I never gave up. So now I have written a musical. It is called Walking My Brother Home. We put it up last year, sold out crowds. And if you go to walkingmybrotherhome.com, you will see the backstory and all that stuff of walking my brother home. Wrote the music, wrote the dialogue, everything. And now my executive producers said back in December, says, "Well, you know, this thing is kicking off. I think we should go on and make the movie." So we shot the movie in March, and it's being edited now.
Wow.
But if you want to go in and check out some of the stuff and the playing and stuff, it's pretty wonderful. It's totally given to me by God. Totally.
Walking My Brother Home.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because
this is what I wrote. Okay. I had someone, the first time in my life, to come in. He was one of my students. And I always like to peddle new songs. Oh, I got a new song. You want to hear it? And he said, sure. And I only got the chorus. And I'll sing it to you. And the whole cast do. And I won't get tired. I won't give up. Walk you through the fire. I'm strong enough. I can go the distance, no matter how far, how long. The step by step, I'm walking my brother home.
I love that, yo.
I felt that.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
And it's about our journey. It's about how we can go off the deep end sometimes, but as long as you're breathing, there's a way to get back.
Amen. Preach.
Yo, walking my brother home. Man.
Yeah.
And so were you always able to play the piano?
You know, when I started playing piano, I was 50 years old.
Wow.
I always wanted to, but I started taking lessons when I was 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still taking lessons.
But no, I mean, but so many people, that's what I'm saying. That's why these important, that's why these stories are so important. That's why I love not having to do an interview. I like having a conversation because you just never know.
Conversations are better.
Yeah, right. Because you never know just like what a person's might like. They always age us out in everything we do as a community, right? They age you out in music. Oh, you too old. This for this person and that. But you still, no matter how old you get better. I always thought about the opposite way around. They tell you when you're younger, everything is better, but you don't know nothing when you're younger, right?
Exactly.
You don't know what to write about. You don't know what to sing about. You don't know what to talk about. So when you're young, you start singing this stuff that, you know, it's either sex or
exactly.
You know, there's so much more. Did you know music, the frequency of music, the energy, the energy,
yeah.
notes. If I play that's an A minor chord, it helps you with your intestines. If I play a C chord, helps with the heart. So there are notes and
frequencies,
that correlates with your body and everything in your body. Just that alone. And I usually I will write in the key of C because it's called the heart key. I met some good people today. And I know it won't be the last time I will play for you, for you, for you, for you. I'll play for you.
That's so dope. Yeah, that's so fly, man. Man, that's fly, man.
But y'all make me feel like that, so that's why I did
that. But I appreciate.
That's the way you
love
make me feel.
But we're glad we made you feel like that.
Yeah,
you make us feel a certain kind of way too.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You know, because like I said yesterday when I was talking to the Manhattans and now to talk to you, I said, you know, being forced to listen to you guys' music, and I don't mean, and I know saying the word force is almost like you got it, you bet. But you know that, you know, your parents, like they said, they didn't let you choose. You stayed in a child's place, so is what they say. But you had to learn. So we had to learn y'all music, right? Yeah. Because we could only listen to hours on our off time or whatever. But long as the adults was in, whatever they wanted to hear is what you gonna listen to.
You're
and
right.
So we had to learn. Right? So we had to learn, because even in a car ride, like you got to remember during these times, it was no CDs and nothing. It was just tapes, right? So when your parent put in a tape, They no fast forwarding, right? No rewind, because you got to listen to everything in the whole album. You listening to it, depending on how far you going, and then they gonna flip the tape over, and you gonna listen to the other side. You not about to sit up here and say, I only know one song of the Manhattans. I only know one song of the Blue Magic or the Whispers or all of these other people. No, you know
the whole album.
Records. And you are 6.
That's right.
Right? And you walking around singing, either one of us has the choice to say goodbye. All I say is hi and bye. I'm 6. I ain't got no, right? But this is the type of stuff that whenever you would get into the mindset of adulthood, right? And it was an art that being able to talk to women.
Yeah.
Right? I had the songs in my head. I was talking to them as if I was on the corner doo-wopping. Remember, when I grew up, it was hip hop, rap.
Yeah,
that's it. Right? You know, and R&B, of course, right? But but like I was telling people, I'm from East Orange, right? So I grew up with so many legends made it out of where I'm from, right? So Whitney Houston, the Winans, Lauryn Hill, Wyclef, Queen Latifah, Naughty by Nature, the Artifacts.
Woo!
I mean, so many different people in my little city alone. I grew up around. I've broke bread with, was hanging out at store. I'm talking about all the people that are the biggest people. So for me, that's why anytime I'm doing stuff, I know for most people it may look like it's a longer journey, because it's not. It's just that what God has for you is for you.
It's for you.
And some of the things that people went through, it wasn't meant for me to go through those things, because I would have pretty much gave my talent away, because that's all we are. I mean, not all we are, but if you're growing up in a situation where money is an issue, poverty, whatever that thing is, when you grow up in that, all you have is that thing that makes you feel that you are special. Because you're not special at home.
Right.
As a kid, you grow up as a kid, you're not special. Like if you got siblings or whatever, you really ain't special. Especially me. Look, my birthday was in December, so I either got one or the other. They gave me pick. You either have Christmas or you gonna have your birthday, but you won't figure it out. You ain't getting both, right? So
both. That's right.
You're not special, right? So I'm
the oldest of 10.
I'm the
11.
oldest.
I'm the oldest of 11. So I get back. Every time a new kid came, get back. So I had to appease myself with my talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what other people would do, because you'll find that people outside of you sometimes can see your worth more than you.
Yeah.
You get that? And that's why they say it's your strangers that'll make you rich.
Yeah.
Not the people you know.
Yeah.
Because they pick it up based on, like you said, it's energy, it's frequency. Yeah. It's those things that draw a person to another person without them knowing why. I don't know why I like this person. It's just it's the energy that draws you to them. Mm-hmm. And when you have a gift, right? Like especially of music, like growing up and being able to put things together in a way where you gave people the image, but you didn't have to give them the direction. Like you could talk about sex and making love, but you ain't had to tell them, put the condom on, put it in, split the thing, use your finger. You ain't had to say all that. It was a way that they talked about making love where you knew they was making love, but you had to figure it out. They use things like how the birds and the bees, they come together and they make the thing, and then it's the tree. You listening like, but it go right over you. For example, Juicy Fruit. Right. Now I remember when that first came out, most people was chewing gum, thinking that they were talking about that. But the whole time they talking about oral sex, but you would have not known that by just listening.
You know what, bro? It's funny that you say that, because I didn't know that till just now.
Wait a minute.
Same thing with Prince. Whatever he talk about, I love it.
I didn't know it.
I'm just finding that.
I knew it had.
Oh.
I knew it had something to do with sex. I didn't know it was that
Yeah, the whole song is
You know
about
what I'm
oral
saying?
sex. The
I didn't
whole
know
Oh,
it
I
was
song.
had
that.
no idea.
And
I
and
did.
and and Prince's song Kiss, it's
Right.
oral sex.
Yeah.
Like, and it's other songs too that I could go down the road and you'd be like, wait, that's what they was talking about. But it didn't take me. It took me to understanding it after being a writer yourself. Then you start to look for metaphors and similes and how
Yeah.
people use to describe things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love to write double entendre. I can write some
Damn.
very sexy songs, but like the Prince song. It's called Somebody Somebody.
Right.
I wrote that song
Mm.
in 20 minutes, but it's like it's 2:00 in the morning, and I just can't sleep. Outside, the rain is pouring, and I'm as lonesome as can be. Maybe tonight will be different than all the nights before. I need to have someone beside me. Don't want to be alone anymore. Man, tonight I want to be somebody's baby. Tonight I want to belong to someone. Tonight I want to be somebody's baby. Tonight I want somebody to do it till the job gets done.
Exactly.
Bro, so I can write that kind of stuff, but that other raunchy stuff I can't do.
I know.
I just
But you
can't
didn't
do.
have to. I think that's
Right,
the
because
point.
you don't have to. That's right.
You
Right.
don't really have to.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of like even when it come down to movies be having sex scenes in the middle of somebody out there trying to kill y'all with a machete. Like,
Right.
why are you even trying? And y'all
Right.
musty, you know you running around, you ain't smelling
saying
fresh,
that right.
and the first thing you think about is I want to have sex while a whole killer is chasing y'all, and he don't even run, he just show up. So you gonna be in the middle of pumping while somebody stabbing you with a hole.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's certain things. It's no need for it. It's there, but it's no need for it. And I think that was the power of songwriting back then.
It
Was like
was.
these examples that we're talking about. People had songs about things that people would consider taboo, but the writer wrote it in a way where it went right over your head. Because I had no
Yeah,
business
and-
singing Juicy Fruit at 12 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
My daughter was singing it. We didn't know what it was.
I had no business.
didn't.
I had no business.
You know.
And then it's a woman, so you know she talking about what she's doing, not the other way. So I always looked at it from a different perspective when it comes down to the way that music can help with so many different things that you got. It's like a counselor. It's like a
So healing. So healing.
you get what I'm saying? Because it either could do one or two things. It'll either put you in the mood for whatever it is that you have to do, whether you got to go to work or you got to hustle or you got whatever it is, it'll put you in that mood.
That's
and
right.
even when it's time for you to do something bad,
Yeah.
if you listen to the right songs, you be in there shooting the whole everybody up. If you listen to the wrong song, so
That's right.
it affects the way
It
that
does.
you're like if music. But like I think it's more about what you said though, Brenda. People don't understand frequency. Because the keys that songs are in and all these other things, it really do matter because it resonates with our bodies.
Yes, it
I
does.
think that's so powerful that you said that because most people wouldn't equate that. Why? Because you know how a lot of people will say, oh, I don't really listen to the lyrics. I just like the hook. Nah, it's the song. It's the beat that's got you.
That's right. The beat and the melody. You know,
Melody.
if I'm on stage singing a song and it's a new song, they may not remember all my lyrics. They'll learn that later. But I bet you they will remember the melody.
Yeah, remember that hook.
Oh, you know that song that goes like this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And you make that hook so simple and easy that a 3-year-old will walk out saying it. You know, so
Yeah.
that's one of the secrets of songwriting, man.
Yeah, it's like you put the thought in the verses, but you make the hook like candy.
Yes,
right.
that
You
is
make
the
the hook.
candy.
You make the
That's
hook
the-
like the candy.
That's the meat of the matter.
Yeah, because think about James Brown. Nobody really understood what the hell he was saying.
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't
What-
use
what-
the two
what-
words. James Brown would make a record out of what, 4 words?
And it'd
I'm
be
black
the
and I'm
biggest
And
Say it loud. You know,
Right.
whatever.
and be the biggest record ever. And nobody
Absolutely.
you had to go figure out what he was saying. You had to go buy the album and actually
figure it
read.
out.
Oh, he said this. That ain't what he said. I go
Yeah.
back and listen to the record, and it's like, yo, because even Michael Jackson, some songs that he sung, you really didn't know what he said. You had to wait till you read the
That's
note
right.
on the thing to say, oh, but the hook. You
Yep.
never had a problem with a Michael Jackson hook.
That's
Never,
right.
ever,
Right,
ever.
honey.
Because we was thinking about Smooth Criminal. I know this is not, part of it, but think about Smooth Criminal. Like, there's somebody who said, you know what, this song about domestic violence.
Huh.
And I was like, oh, because of the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, are you
Wow.
okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? Heard the sound of a window and it struck you like a crescendo. So you think about crescendo, like crescendo, because crescendo like, but that's
Yeah.
like somebody breaking in the window.
Yes.
Then he came in your apartment, there's a bloodstains on the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Then he read it to the bedroom. You were struck down. It was your doom. Now, for me, when I listened to that, I didn't get domestic violence. What I got was that this guy was such a great lover that he was able to get through everything that you put up in order to make you his. But no, somebody else saw that, listened to that, and said, oh, you know what? That sounds like domestic violence. That sounds like he's saying that somebody broke in and this was what they did to her because they loved her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That they didn't want nobody else to have her. Wow. So at the end of the song, he says, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Mm-hmm. So the person you love, he's smooth, he this, but he was a criminal at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? But if you kind of look at the song itself, people they would just look at the video or whatever it was, but it was that hook. That hook brought you in so
absolutely
crazy that it didn't make you think about what he was talking about.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dirty Diana, he talking about a groupie, but nobody would think that.
Right.
That's why I'm saying
I thought he was actually talking about Diana.
Most people did. Most people did, right?
Dirty Diana.
But he was talking about a groupie.
Wow.
Right? That had this power that just used herself to make her to be a part of him. That's what the song was about. But you wouldn't know that because of the way the hooks be set up. The hooks be set up and then boom. You know what I mean? The whole time you singing a song, we sing a Smooth Criminal. We domestic violence all day long. We just singing the song and we dancing to it and doing the move, celebrating Ike Turner.
Yeah. Right.
But no, I just look. Let me just tell you something, man. I appreciate you so much, Brenda, man, for these stories that you told. It's definitely not enough time. We need another part two.
We need to bring you back.
Yeah, because I want to know. I want to know about the transition outside of the record deals because because it's the publishing part that I really felt like we didn't get a chance to talk about today because as artists are paying the way for this new independency or whatever they're doing, they don't understand how royalties work, mechanical royalties, performance. These are all things that songwriters know that artists don't seem to understand. That's why you having that balance of I am a singer, but I'm a songwriter too. Allowed you to probably be in more control of that day to day, which is them spins that go on and those radio plays and all that other stuff where artists is looking at that saying, oh well, it's okay, I gotta go out and perform.
You better track, you gotta track your stuff.
Yeah, so I think that we're gonna have to bring you back, yo. Like we're gonna have to figure that out. We're gonna give it a few times, a little bit of space in between, but we're gonna have to bring you back for a part two.
I'd love to, you guys.
Yeah, because that's something that I think is pivotal in just anything creative is about ownership.
It is, and get into the deeper level, which is simple, but get into the heart of the music, not the intellect of the music, but the heart, right from the heart, not the intellect. Once you know the technique of songwriting, then infuse your feelings and your heart that you're going to touch somebody. Mm-hmm. And those songs never go out. People will listen to it forever.
Ever.
Because of the way it makes you feel.
That's a fact. So look, before we get out of here, man, I want you to, if anybody wanted to know what you had coming up, anybody wanted to catch anything that you have going on now or any of the classics, how could you point them and what direction would you point them into to be able to get in contact with you?
Okay, I offer private classes. I have students, vocal classes. I have students around the country that Zoom in and we do voice lessons. You can get me at Brenda Lee Eager at gmail.com. The movie is still being edited, but we're hoping for a premiere around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And always for hire to sing and to speak. I've started doing speaking engagements, y'all. So about the music, about what it takes, what it does, and on a spiritual basis to connect all of that together because it's very spiritual.
Yes.
It really is. So Brenda Lee Eager and EAGER. Brenda Lee Eager at gmail.com.
There you go. And for all of y'all watching, and those of you that's going to watch the playback, and for those of you who will check this conversation out, I hope that y'all get from this that the one of the hardest things for any of us to do is to be ourselves. But the most rewarding part of life is just that. Just being who you are, like, and being okay with being great and just who you are, not in comparison to other people, and not living your life in a way where you are just settling for whatever it is that you felt like life is supposed to give you. For example, like your bills. The bills have become people's gods to the point where they just leave the God in them. They don't do none of the things that God give them. They just do the things that they're capable of doing. We're all intelligent people, so we could do anything that we can, but it's just something about doing the thing in you that you didn't ask for. Like, you didn't ask for that gift, and it was given to you, and you exercise it, right? It's nothing better than the feeling that you get from having that type of faith. Right. I know it's a lot of people who use faith in the sense of just saying, hey, I think I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to get my cell phone bill. I know people use faith just in the day-to-day as far as just their life, but they don't use it in the sense of themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Having faith in what God gave you and being able to understand that it will suffice. It will be. Sometimes people around you, y'all, they can't go with you. And the hardest part about being an artist or being in entertainment is that you lose more people than you gain. You lose a lot more.
Yeah.
You following your vision is going to have you where, it's kind of a lonely place at times. Just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope y'all took this conversation and y'all understood that even in those lonely places or even in rejection, that it's for you, not against you.
And find the joy, no matter what. Find the joy because there's someone you're going to touch, whether it's 1 or 10,000. And you know you're doing your job. And that alone, no matter what else you're going through, that alone is going to make you happy because you know you're doing the work that you were created to do. Stay with your work. Do what you came to do.
That's right. All right, so y'all heard that straight from the legend herself. We're going to have her on for a part 2. Y'all stay tuned for that because we got to get into that portion about what you guys need to do to keep we give our gift away. We've been giving it away for years. And people are not understanding the part about intellectual property and what you're supposed to do to keep it. So we got to have that conversation. So we will. So until then, y'all make sure y'all do the same thing we say every week. We say if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So Brenda, don't hang up. After my outro, we're gonna talk behind stage. But for the rest of y'all know the vibes. Get with Brenda. Y'all get with Gloria. Y'all know. All right. So look, Gloria. She can't just interview. I know some people. I was talking about Perception Magazine. I wanted to say this real quick because I tag her on LinkedIn, and some people hit me on LinkedIn and say, "Hey, I've been trying to get an interview with her." She went, "Nah, she can't interview you just like that. It's not personal, right? At all. I just want to say that in front of everybody. It's not personal. She has the way that it's set up is that the magazine." Tells her, but they let her know exactly what the itinerary is. She's just that great of a writer that she's able to get it done. You guys can't just say, I try to reach out to her, she won't interview. It's not you. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal. So I get it because I be tagging her in the videos. They be like, hey, you know her? I've been trying to get her to interview me. It's a certain set of criteria of people she's supposed to, and it has nothing to do personally with. It's not personal at all.
That's
So
right.
I hope y'all understand that too. But until the next Convo Corner, y'all know the vibes out there. Stay cool out there. All right? Peace.
Let's roll. Co-pilot on the passenger side, you so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. Co-pilot on the passenger side, you so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. She give me